Hello and welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast. And this is, believe it or not, episode 293, just 7 away from the big 300.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
And that is me, RGT, and I'm joined by, as you've probably just heard, the delectable Scott, with the best smile on YouTube, Marathon Gaming. How are we doing, Scott?
I'm very good, thank you, RGT. A lot better now. I get to have a little chat to you about games, so it's nice. It's been a while since I've been on.
Ditto. Bless your heart, mate.
Yeah, really glad to be back on with yourself, mate. So, yeah, looking forward to this. It's going to be fun, see what news we got, what we've been up to.
Yeah, exactly. See what we're planning. I'm going to let you know about a very, very, very good game I've been playing on my Switch too. When we get to what we've been playing, yes, and that is going to be a recommend for you because you'll love it. That's right up your street. Yes. And also, just a quick bit of housekeeping for people that are looking out for Flashback. Flashback is launched. The episode 0, the pilot episode we done a few weeks ago has gone up. We've done that one first just so the pilot can go live on there. And also it takes a week or two for all the podcast providers to vet and, you know, do your podcast and get it uploaded. So it's already on iTunes, but we're still waiting for Spotify and a few others. So we're holding off from doing it weekly at the moment. Once it's all up and running, which we're hoping, as of recording this, will be next week, then episode 1 will be live, and then that'll be weekly, 2, 3, 4, as we go from there. Hopefully we'll get Scott on there as well for a bit of the old retro goodness, because I know he loves a bit of retro and going back through the old news and everything. So so just bear with us until that's all accepted. It's all, you know, behind the scenes stuff. We just have to wait until the podcast is all officiated and done, and that's all done the checks. But if you're on iTunes, it is on there now. The pilot is on there. Please sub. Please give it a download, and also give us a little review if you can. That'll get the old algorithms up and get us going. But yeah, that's the little bit of housekeeping done.
RGT, do people just need to type in Flashback, or do they need to type in UCP Flashback?
No, like I say, it's only on iTunes at the moment. So if you're on iTunes, literally just type in Flashback, search down, and you'll see our little artwork, which is a real retro sort of synthwave image with a few retro consoles on, and you'll see Flashback in yellow across the bottom. That is us, and it is Flashback presented by UCP. If you haven't heard of it, or you're new to this show, or if you've only listened to a few of our shows, it's a similar layout to what we do on this show, but it's retro. So we look at we just grabbed random months and from random years in gaming past, and we look at what we would have been playing. We look at the current news of that era, and we look what we would hoping to play. And that's a good little look, you know, little window back in time at where we were in random, you know, time jumps. But yeah, have a look at that, and hopefully download, and that'll be up running on everything within the next sort of week. So yeah, enjoy. Hope you all like it.
Sorry, one more question, RGT, because it might help the good people at UCP. Is it Flashback one word, or is it flash space back?
It is Flashback one word. So
there we go, people.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, we have had a takeover on here. We've just been joined by the man himself. It is Triple S. Seb, how you doing, my man?
Hey, everybody. I didn't really want anything. I just wanted to say hello. That's it. That's it.
Hey, Seb. Good to see you, buddy.
I didn't know what y'all were talking about today. I was just like, I hadn't talked to my boys in a while.
We've just started. I just need to say, though, Seb, last week's show, mate, you was firing on all cylinders. I really enjoyed the last couple of weeks, you and George, but listening to your take about Xbox and the gaming, who they should have took over with WB Games. Honestly, if anyone hasn't listened to last week's show, it is very, very good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
your knowledge, mate, and expertise. It's so great to have you back on the show, Seb. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, thank you, man. How's everything been going with y'all? What's the gaming appetite been like for y'all? Because I haven't spoken with y'all in a while, so I'm like, what are y'all playing?
Well,
You're just about to find out.
Yeah, we're now.
That's what. Yeah.
We're now going to jump on, and I'll start with Scott and say, what have you been playing, Scott?
Well, what I have been playing very heavily for the last couple of weeks is Pokemon Legends A to Z.
I did see you on there.
Yeah, I've been absolutely really enjoying that. I've done over 20 hours on the game, and I'm glad I have been playing it this week, and I'm on the show this week, and I have been playing it the last couple of weeks because I feel like it's been getting a little bit of stick from, I think, just, maybe not stick, but just there's no one's really, everyone seems to have brought it about it, like especially with Nintendo people. So, I mean, every time I speak to a friend that's played Pokemon Legends, they've really liked it. So it'd just be interesting. Like anyone in the Discord that's listening, I know I've put in a little sort of mini review of my sort of piece of it, but I know everyone's saying like graphically and the aesthetics of the game, the visuals don't look as polished as they could do. And I agree with that with some of the other games that you play on the Switch too. For example, even, Star Wars Outlaws, that looked really good. And I have got Harry Potter lined up to play, and I'm interested to see what the difference is between that and obviously its PS4 version. And obviously Donkey Kong Bonanza looked good, but it's with Pokemon and Nintendo, they always go for that sort of, they don't go too crazy on the art style, but I get what they mean with it's not, the colours aren't vibrant and popping. I get that because as soon as I finished playing it last night, I downloaded a demo of Cattle Country. And obviously, I know you've played that
Good choice. Yeah, good choice.
And obviously, that's an old school game. It's retro inspired, but still the colours, like the colour palette choose, it was so vibrant. So I played it. Yeah, I played docked, undocked. Really enjoying the game. I get that it's not as densely populated the world. I know Seb touched on it and said, I think it might have been Seb or Jules, they're saying it's not like the Detective Pikachu game, but it should be. It's like it's been made 10 years ago. And they're all very, very valid comments. However, what I would say is as a game, it is really, really good. It's one of my favourite modern Pokemon games. It really is. Oh. You've got some really good stuff introduced. So it's in Lemoyne City. So it's like a French city it's based in. There is many different districts throughout the city. And the main things about the game, which are different to the previous, is obviously it's a Legend spin-off, so it's slightly different. This is an action RPG. It's not turn-based. Now, that is really, really fun because it makes the mechanics completely different. For example, if you're fighting, say you've got a Pokemon fighting another Pokemon, if you're between those two Pokemon fighting, and like say a Charizard lets a beam off, you will get hit. You have to roll out the way like a Souls-like. And if you take too many hits, just like your Pokemon, you'll black out, you'll wake up at the nearest Pokemon Center. So that's really cool. There's lots of different wild zones as well. So imagine it like any city with like Pokemon that habitat live side by side. People have got them as pets. They're doing stuff, working, whatever it is. But then you'll get wild zones. You go in the wild zone. That's where these Pokemon are, which you can catch. And there's loads of different zones of those. I think there's up to 20 and they differ in difficulty. So you need to sort of level up and work your way up. Another big difference with the game is there's a night and day mechanic, which is really cool. So by day, there's certain Pokemon. And then at night, obviously nocturnal Pokemon come, it gets a bit dark. And also, as night falls, what you will find is a random battle area will spawn up somewhere on the map. And if you go in that battle area, you will get, anytime you lock eyes with anyone else, they will challenge you to battle. So that is the best way of leveling up. But obviously it can get uncomfortable. So you've got to be, you've got to be ready for it with the night time. So that was really, really cool. You can go on the rooftops. It's took a bit of a sort of Assassin's Creed, Zelda sort of approach. I don't want to ruin anything, but there's a couple of bits like that added on with some like secret areas and different bits to explore. I don't want to drop any spoilers, but there was a very, very good, and I'm going to be careful with my words. There's a moment in it after about 10 hours in or so in the story, which is fantastic, by the way, which is really, really nice. And it goes back to previous Pokemon titles. I really liked what they've done with that. And then the main thing of it really is the story is there's these energy shards which are dropped around the city and they're infecting and affecting Pokemon, causing them to mega evolve. And then that's causing chaos to the city. It's hurting people, a bit like Godzilla. Yeah. So you're trying to find out, investigate, get these things all sorted out. And what I like about it is I'm not a fan of the mega evolution Pokemon. in the Legends series, like franchise. I just find it a bit too much, but this is done really well. How I would describe it to someone is now I look at a Mega Evolution a bit like a boss battle. That's how you play it because it's an action RPG now. It's no different to watching, your mate play Final Fantasy 16 or whatever it was, where there's a massive boss battles like you have in Diablo and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, there's that difference with it. What else have we got that's changed?
Hey Scott, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Because like it's
side quests as well, Seb. I know you love a side quest. There is a lot of side quests, and every time you think you've cleared them, you level up to a certain point, and then bang, another load spawn on a map, and they get progressively harder, where it makes you certain Pokemon, evolve Pokemon. But yeah, really, really good. Sorry, Seb, what was you going to say?
No, I think this is all fascinating because I think there's like you kind of said, there's not necessarily super stick with this game, but there is
A stigma, I would say.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I think it's like it is a little bit of a stigma from multiple sides of the fence because this isn't a mainline Pokemon game. So, a lot of the traditionalists who like the turn-based style and like the actual like progression of like gyms and all that kind of stuff are kind of like they're soured on this. The Arceus people really like this. It's like there's two different styles of Pokemon like fanatics that kind of like are warring with each other, and it kind of feels like this is kind of trying to serve both of them, but not quite. It's kind of caught in that middle zone. But I think it's like one of the things that I think is also souring the reception, I think, is more outside forces outside of what the game actually delivers. Like Pokemon, for instance, had the big lawsuit going on against Power World, about the copyright and all that kind of stuff. Then you also couple that with like the egregious Nintendo lawsuit that is like patenting the actual pocket monster or catching mechanics in general. And I think that was a real sourpuss on there. And then also not last but not least, but like this is a year that I think like a lot of video games, especially since prices have gone up in a lot of industries, a lot of people are trying to see what video games deliver bang for your buck. And you look at Mafia, which came in at around $50. Correct me if I'm wrong, RGT, like £50 y'all's way.
Little less than that. I think I paid £40 for
40.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I paid
40. So I'm like, you look at £40 for that. You look at Hollow Knight Silksong, which was $20. You look at like a game. You look like the game of the year for a lot of people, Expedition 33. A lot of these games are delivering more for less. And then I think like in light of all the stuff that Pokemon is one of the most profitable franchises outside of Call of Duty. Outside of Call of Duty, Pokemon is like right there is one of the most profitable franchises in the world. And yet when they deliver new iterations, it's always so iterative of like what they're actually delivering. Like we talk about like they're finally going open world. Well, the open world is kind of empty is what a lot of people's complaints. You talk about like they're delivered a new like landscape which was in the more like like based off of the French culture. But then you look at the world, a lot of the world looks the same because like a lot of the buildings look the same, a lot of the environments look the same. We talked about like this is a Switch 2 edition of the game, which is great, but the Switch 2 edition only delivered 60 FPS, and that's me joking around calling FPS, but like FPS, and then you got moderate a resolution boost. You got no really incentives on what the Switch 1 version versus Switch 2 version delivered. So I think it's like it's sad because I think this is a good game, but I do think like there's so many external factors going on that's not necessarily outside of the game's control. And then there's also like a lot of people have been putting that microscope to what is Pokemon now in this day and age, and why isn't it taking this step forward in light of like some of its other contemporaries in the market. Like I don't know, y'all are not PC people, but like for the last month, Digimon, for instance, had this big resurgence on PC to where the new game was on top of the charts on Steam. It was one of the biggest stories all of last year in PC gaming, all of last month in PC gaming. And then you see what Power World's doing, and then you also see what like Power's new expansion is doing. I don't think it's fair because like this game is getting compared to a lot of its other contemporaries, but I do think there is a true like bang for your buck discussion of what Pokemon is in 2025.
I think, I mean, I'm not a Pokemon player by all means. I've seen mixed reviews. I've seen a lot of people say the gameplay saves the game rather than graphically. For me, how I see it is, there's a Pokemon game made on a Switch 1 engine, not a Switch 2. And the reason it's made on the Switch 1 engine is that's where the market is compared to the Switch 2. So they're literally saying that's where most people are going to buy it, but we'll do a little patched up one for the Switch 2. It's that awkward crossover period. But it is very much, from what I've seen of reviews, graphically, it's a Switch 1 game, bit more frame rate, tiny little bit more res, and that is pretty much it, I think.
Make that a free upgrade. Make that a free upgrade then. Like if that's only the two things you're delivering, why charge people $10 for that? Or, that's crazy.
I think there was that sort of period with PS4, PS5 as well, weren't there, where you got free upgrade, and then suddenly, oh no, you can have it now for $10. You can have this for $10. But whether they're trying that at the gate straight away, obviously they are. I sort of think, well, yeah, it's an awkward one. I think you are right. I think that probably should have been a free upgrade. I think that probably encouraged more people to buy a Switch 2 because they're closer to Christmas. Because you think, I've got my Pokemon game, I can upgrade it to that version for free. So it's a tricky one, but.
Yeah, they can get away with it as well, and that is unfortunately.
That is exactly why.
Obviously, they got the Nintendo tax, and obviously the P in Pokemon doesn't stand for Pokemon; it stands for premium.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're spot on. It probably could have been a Switch 1 game, but they get away with it because they can. I mean, and let's look at the positives. They have took some risks. If they didn't take any, you'd be like, oh, they've not changed anything. But they have. They've changed all these mechanics. They have kind of improved it. They will always do a Pokemon game every 1 or 2 years, like minimum. They won't leave it 3 or 4 years and let it develop. I mean, that would be simply because, what's the biggest selling thing for video games outside of video games? It's not plushies, it's Pokemon cards. Now, every time a Pokemon game gets released,
crazy at the moment.
Yeah, they are mental, mate. Now, every time they release a Pokemon video game, they get to release a whole new deck of cards. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if there is. It'd be interesting to know. I'll try and dive in and bring it to a future show. But it'd be interesting to know how much profit there is in difference between the video game and the cards. Because at the minute, since I know it has been since COVID, but I feel like this year in 2025, I know so many people which are.
No, it's the cards for sure.
Yeah, cards are going crazy. So that could have a big influence of it as well, and they get away with it. It's still, I really enjoy the game. I agree with both of your comments. I think they're correct. However, as for me, it's an 8 out of 10 game. It's still a very good game.
That's the main thing. Everyone I've seen is their gameplay.
I might be in the minority.
Saves it, and I was watching Switch Up, and they were saying, they've got away with this one because the gameplay is really good. It's a good game. But their concerns were exactly what you guys were saying. Yes, it's graphically it's very dated. If you play on the original Switch, the popping's quite bad. The textures are quite poor, but they said people will still buy it as Pokemon, and it's a good game. So, yeah, it's that sort of happy medium, I think. But have you been playing anything else, Scott? Or?
Yes, I played a snippet of Cattle Country just because I saw someone. It was my friend. Big shout out to Retro Rob if he's listening to this. I saw on Switch that he was playing a demo, and I said, "Oh, I didn't know there was a demo." Because obviously you talk about it, Ed talks about it, so does Firm Returns, also Rip Returns. So I thought, I'll try that, but it didn't grip me straight away, and I thought, what can I try playing? So I ended up playing about 15 to 20 minutes last night of Comic Zone, which I'm sure we'll cover later on when we do the thank yous. But that is our challenge accepted for this month, hosted by Digital Monkery. So if anyone wants to join the free Discord, check the description notes of this show. There'll be a link to there. If the link has expired, because it does expire if you're listening to an old show, just message any of us and we can get you in there. But yeah, it's basically get to the end of the first level, take a picture of your high score. Now, the reason why I haven't put a high score in, I had 4 goes last night and I couldn't complete the first level.
Yeah, don't feel bad. Comic Zone is tough. I mean, I've got the original on my Mega Drive, and it's a tough game. But yeah, it's a great challenge this month, and a great game to play as well. And good thing is, it's easily available if you got a Switch and you got online. That's on there, so you can.
Yeah, I was playing it on the Mega Drive collection. Now, if anyone has got a Switch One, that is such good value for money. You can get it brand new for like £15-20, and it has got. I know I spoke about it before, but it's got so many big Mega Drive games in there. They've got like Alien Soldier, Gunstar Heroes. These games original cost hundreds of pounds.
Yeah,
so the money
nowadays.
Yeah, it's really, really worth it. But that's kind of what I've been playing. But what about yourself, RGT? What have you been playing this week?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ever wondered what a rhythm-based stealth game with dinosaurs might look like? Or a farming sim in space with zombies? Welcome to the Gaming Blender podcast. I'm Matt, and with my co-host Scott, we take a random game genre and random game mechanics, blend them all up, and pitch wild, totally hypothetical games you've never heard of, and maybe shouldn't. New episodes every other week. Hit play and unleash your inner game dev. No coding required. Search the Gaming Blender on your favourite podcast app now.
Well, I had not last week before. Obviously, I weren't on the show. That was Seb George. I had a bit of I had a period where I was just I couldn't figure out what to play. So I was 2 minutes on this, downloading this, 3 minutes on it, and I was just, look, this ain't no good. I'm not playing anything here. Nothing's sticking. Nothing's clicking with me. Yeah. Had a couple of days break. Then I think it was a few days ago, as of recording this, I thought, do you know what? Let's stop messing about. I played Resistance on the PS3 and completed it just recently, and I thought, let's just jump in Resistance 2. Let's jump on there and start playing that. George said, don't jump in too quick. It's more of the same. You're going to get a bit wide. It's more of the same, but I'm loving it because it's more of the same. And you could see by playing them that close, obviously one was a release packing game for the PS3, and this one's a couple of years later. You can see how they're finding their way with the system. Graphically, it looks so much better. It runs better, even though it wasn't bad before, but you can see the difference. It was a real step up. Really enjoying that. 2 or 3 hours in. I just really enjoy it. It's like, as we'd say in the UK, it's like a little version of Halo. And it's just good fun. Do you know what I mean? And you pick these games up here in the UK for, £2-3 in CEX. Great little games. And then also another game which has absolutely got its grips in me for the last 3 days. And this is the one, Scott, I said, I don't know if you heard of this. I know Seb will probably have heard of this because your indies. But this is a game that cropped up because a YouTuber called Dreamcast Guy, I follow him on Instagram, and he was on his Instagram stories. It was him in the gym doing bits and pieces, and then he said, I can't stop playing this game. And I thought, oh, I like to look at that. Googled it. It was a roguelike. I thought, right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Triple S, his ears are perked up.
Yeah, just got released. I thought, right. That's
hold on. Can I guess then if it just got released?
Well, it's been out. I think it's been out a couple of weeks, I believe. So it's not been out long.
Bollocks Pit?
Yes, it is.
I know it. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Do you know what? Get that man a cigar.
This
goat.
I like my roguelikes, and I'm quite picky with my roguelikes. My favourite of all time is Hades, but this is close. This is a great game by Devolver Digital. You can download this now on Switch for $13.49, I think, $14, or $15. Basically, I'm going to show my age a bit now. I would say the game is like a game called, Seb will never heard of this game because he's far too young, but I don't know, Scott might know it. Have you heard of Game Ground on the Mega Drive?
Game Ground?
Game Ground. basically
Doesn't ring a bell, but let me look at the front cover because that might
Game ground is basically you're a single shooter and it's an auto scroll and screen down and you have to work your way up shooting the auto scrolling. It's like that crossed with Breakout, crossed with a bullet hell shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Now everyone's probably listening to this who haven't heard of Ball X Pit thinking that sounds ridiculous. It is ridiculous, but it is so much fun. And basically it's a roguelike. You have to do like you do in Vampire Survivors. You have to collect your jewels, upgrade as you go on the fly, but you can long-term upgrade your character as you go. But the thing that I love, Seb, about this, have you played it yet, Seb?
Oh yeah. Not only have I played it, I've lived and slept the Ball XP.
Tell me that.
Well, you say that. I didn't want to join in and guess in the game because I've got RGT as a close friend on my Switch Online, and every time I put the thing on, it just keeps popping up. Same game.
Do you know what?
I thought,
look, I've even been playing it, waiting for you guys to come online. So, yeah, and then
it's good. It really is.
Yeah, and the thing I really like is they've taken what you think of a roguelike, the upgrades, the bits as you go, the fusion of weapons to make them more powerful, all that, which is all brilliant. We all love that. But they've tweaked little bits. So when you're out of the game screen and you're back in your home, you have a little village. And then while you're in your little village, you can add to it, you can harvest in it, and then you have your little workers and you fire them out like a pinball machine. So as they bounce off and harvest stuff, you then can gain characters and workers. And I think that's a little mini game within the game to help you in the game, if that makes sense. So clever.
It is like the Cult of the Lamb-isms of like you build your little community around it to help you in your runs.
Yeah. And it I mean, obviously, I think it is just a Switch game. I'm obviously playing on Switch 2. It runs flawlessly. It runs absolutely flawlessly.
Nah, man, this is day one Game Pass as well. Like day one Game Pass, and it's been on PC for a while. But no, this is it is. I think this is everything now because I think it just got a PlayStation.
I think it just got a PlayStation. It's on everything at the moment. But yeah, definitely, whatever system you're on, if you like a roguelike, you need to play this. Vinny, if you're listening in Brazil, I know you like your roguelikes, Vinny, because I've seen you playing your roguelikes. If you haven't played this yet, Ball X Pit, get it downloaded, Vinny. You're going to enjoy this. So yeah, it's very addictive.
So the publisher, by the way, was Devolver's son. The guy who created this initially was a guy named Kenny Smith. Kenny's son. I'm sorry, Kenny's son, and like he has this really cool like almost like story that you can follow to where you can see his evolution of what the game initially was back in 2022 and how he developed it year over year into like this addicting juggernaut that it is now. And it's like you can kind of see the visuals from what it was at the very beginning and like based on like the almost like the PowerPoint that he's made and see how like the game has come together and like the little patches and the notes he has. And it's such a cool like story to follow as well if you're into like video game development and to see the journey of these games. But like one of the things I really like about Ball X Pit is like it is, I think, to be a good roguelike, I think you have to have like complexity, but with the most simplistic gameplay loop possible, if that makes sense. It's like, and this has that in spades.
Yeah, it has. I mean, we've all seen there's hundreds, if not thousands, of roguelike games out there, and just because it's a roguelike doesn't mean it's addictive. You have to get the formula right. It's like making a pie. If you want to make the very best pie, you need the ingredients to be right. And this is flawless, absolutely flawless. I was trying to sit here writing a few notes before recording this, thinking, what can I say where there's going to be a negative about this game? And I cannot find a negative about this game. I think it runs brilliantly. I think the graphics are really nice. They're almost like a cell shaded.
I've got one negative.
What?
If I can pipe up. There's no physical release.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I can see that. There's also like, I loved how quirky the story started in the beginning with Babylon falling and such like that. I thought it was really cool, but they don't really capitalize that on that. They kind of let that story beat like drop as you play the game. It's more about like the roguelike gameplay in itself. And I kind of wish they would have kept that going because it was so cool to see like they had like ball-like themes in every single layer of the game, including like the introduction narrative.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
outside of that, this game is like legitimately one of the best indie games this year.
Without a doubt, I've played quite a few games this year. This is going to be in my Ponzi's, and it's going to be quite high up in the Ponzi's, I think. This is one of the best games I've played all year. It is absolutely fantastic. Bang for your buck. Looks gorgeous. Plays really well. It's got everything you want from a roguelike. If you play, it's some roguelikes I've played and you do 2 or 3 runs and you sort of think, oh, I can't do this again. Do you know what I mean? They flatten out. They, but this doesn't. This has just got you to go and to go and to go, and you just want to keep getting that. They've done it so it's not brutally tough, but it is brutally tough. It'll if you can just get that concoction of weapons just right, and you get that bit further, and you nearly get that boss, you are straight back on it. They'll ease you in and pull the bait for you to to take that hook, and it's brilliant. It's a great game. It really is. I can't half recommend it. Any system now it's on, just have a look at Ball X Pit. But that is pretty much. Sorry, you're going to say something, Scott?
Yeah, can I just ask a question for just for Seb, if that's all right? So obviously this is Devolver that have made this game. Obviously, he's talking about Cult of the Lamb. It sounded similar when you said about the story and the way you go out of the level.
They published it. They're not the original creators. They just published it.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I was just going to say, is there any other big roguelikes from Devolver other than Cult of the Lamb and this one? Is there any others that me and RGT should keep our ears out for?
I mean, Devolver, I think this is probably like their best game that they put out lately, but they've been killing it as far as like a publisher this year by putting like sneaky cool indies. Like Baby Steps was Devolver. Did y'all hear about Baby Steps? It was very almost like that. It had that Fable European style humor to where you're playing as a giant man, but he has like little legs.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. I haven't played it, but I did hear about it.
Oh, it came out like a couple weeks ago. But
it looks really scary, Seb. That game.
It Baby freaky. Steps. It's freaky more than it's like humorous freaky.
Yeah,
I would say it's like
freaky.
Yeah. I would say it's more because I think this is more like when you actually play the game, it's more Fable-esque as far as like it's like tone and humor because like it goes for a lot of like cheeky jokes. It does talk about like it's also like a lot of like I would say parallels to life and a lot of like these symbolisms that they're trying to like tell in the story. But like when you're playing as Nate and you're using the analog sticks, I think you should definitely play this on your DualSense if you have one, because like seeing the feedback to where like each step you do is like R2 L2 R2 L2, and like you're trying to juggle out moving your obesely top heavy character with these little baby legs right to left, and that one's pretty fun. But yeah, I think like you were talking about Devolver Digital. They put out Plucky Squire. They put out Neva.
Yeah, I've just let them look. There's some big games like even Carry On, things you forget about. My friend Pedro. Exit the
Wizard with a
Gungeon.
Gun. Gunbrella. They put out a lot. I think like
Hotline Miami.
Oh yeah, for sure. You mentioned roguelikes though. And RGT, I didn't mean to step over you on what you've been playing.
No, fine.
I wanted to bring this up since you were talking about you kind of had a little bit of a lapse in your gaming appetite on stuff you might want to play. Nothing quite caught you until you hit Bollock's pit. But like, have you heard of the good word of Megabonk?
No.
Okay, let me pitch you on this game, and because I know you have a news segment that you want to get to real quick. I'll try to hit this with 60 seconds or less. So, Megabonk, imagine Vampire Survivors. It's 3D. It looks like Minecraft almost, but it's 3D, and you are running around. You're smashing through endless waves of enemies, just like Vampire Survivors. You have these boss fights that look like Nintendo 64 boss fights. You still have that same loop of Vampire Survivors to where every enemy you kill leads like a little pellet, but like each character, each enemy looks like I would probably say looks like a retro
N64
style
graphics,
N64 graphics. Yeah, for sure. So I'm like,
nice.
I think you would love this RGT. Like it's a roguelike. What's up?
That is noted in my book, ready to download.
Oh my goodness,
Is it on
Megabonk.
everything?
I played this on PC, so let me do a double check.
Yeah.
So, because I was like, I think this is one that you would absolutely adore.
It looks like the next craze for kids. It really does. I don't think it's on Switch.
Okay, so it's on Xbox. It looks like Xbox Cloud, Xbox PC, and Xbox Gaming, and then it's on PC as well. So I think I for sure think this will be like your next big wave of like that big indie game that's going to get popular whenever it goes to Switch and PS5 and such like that. But I think like one of the cool things I think you'll like about this is like it has that same loop, the exact same loop as Vampire Survivors, to where like you pick a character, your character starts off with the intro weapon, you kill enemies, they drop pellets, you continuously get stronger, you choose your path by choosing your weapon upgrades or like the different upgrade or the different style of weapons you want to upgrade to, but you also pick like ability upgrades as well. So like increasing damage, increasing like fall damage resistance, because like you're in a 3D setting now. So that means there's fall damage, like because you have a jump button.
Yeah.
So yeah, and increasing the damage you do to bosses, because like there's as opposed to Vampire Survivors, I think had a really cool thing to where it progressively got harder. But I think like one of the things that I think this game improves on that formula with is that there's constant mini bosses that you fight in every level as well. And
Nice.
each one of those mini bosses might lead you with something that might increase your character on one run or increase your like all your characters permanently with this stat. So it's like, but you also have like very specific goals that you might do per run, as far as like, oh, I might find this run is all about finding the demon door in this level, and it's like I need to focus on finding that demon door. Or you could like say, hey, I'm going to do like these 10 micro objectives that it has in the main menu, and that'll give me like a 20% boost in different categories. So I'm like, I think it's like it takes Vampire Survivors, it does the same formula, micro improvements, and it does it in 3D.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's
Megabonk.
Yeah, that's a brave shout going 3D as well, but obviously that's probably the next progression of these roguelikes, I think, anyway. So that'd be nice to see how that plays. And yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Thanks for that, Seb.
Anything else you played RGT this week, or?
No, that's pretty much it for me at the moment. That's just those two games which have got the hooks onto me. So I think I'll hand over and see what Seb has been playing.
No, I've been playing a little bit of Megabonk Outer Worlds. If you heard the last show, Outer Worlds is like a game I'm tentatively kind of playing. I like it, don't love it, but I think it's like it's more of the same. So if you like the first one, you'll like Outer Worlds too. If you didn't like the first one, you're probably going to see the improvements, but not necessarily love the actual game itself. Been playing Baldur's Pit. I'm a roguelike sicko, so I've been playing that. There is a couple of like games that are coming out that I've been playing that are, I will disclose as soon as they drop and hit that review for those. But then there's a couple of nice, cool like indies that I've been playing. I got to Ghost of Yotei as well. I think that game's absolutely great. What you liked about the first game, you'll love about this one. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is one I've been trying to slowly work my way through. And it's a game that I'm trying to, because I know it's in the Game of the Year discussion across the board. So I'm trying to actually like play a lot of these Game of the Year's nominees. And of course, I've been playing what I think is probably like my favorite sequel of all time, and that's Hades 2. So that's pretty much it.
I'm waiting for me physical to turn up with that. 22nd of November.
It's so good.
Switch 2.
It's
Come
so
on.
good.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. I'm going to have a Hades night, I think, with my mate. So
who did you order through RGT, if you mind me asking?
I think I'm with Amazon. I think I'm with Amazon. Yeah. No. Have you ordered the physical of that, Scott?
To be honest with you, mate, I was just going to hang around your letterbox on the morning of 22nd of November.
Taking a run.
And I was going to rob the Amazon man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, please
what were you going to wear on your robbery attempt? Were you going to have like a Link costume?
I'll probably wear a George mask.
Yeah,
oh, that's
good shout. Good shout. Ring doorbell. George has done it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, brilliant. Oh, cheers for that, guys. And I think we have to jump on to what we normally say, and it's we've scoured the very darkest regions of the internet to bring you this week's news. First up, this is over on Push Square by you know who it's going to be, Sammy Barker, good friend of the show. This news has dropped yesterday as recording, but it's going to be 4 or 5 days old by the time the show comes out on a Sunday and you're listening to this. And that is, these are all 2,800 PS5 games you can stream directly to your portal now. PS Portal gargantuan game-changing update is beginning to roll out around the world, allowing you to stream over 2,800 games directly to the device. You'll need a PS Plus premium subscription to take advantage of this feature. But if you're a paying member, then you'll be able to dig deep into your catalogue, streaming games directly from Sony servers without even needing to turn on your PS5. This opens up a ton of new options for the accessory. It means you can play your games while a friend or family member is using your console with a different account, or it means you can access your library from anywhere in the world as long as you have a good internet connection. You'll need to have purchased games outside of PS Plus premium catalogue, but with over 2,800 titles currently supported, you should find a large chunk of your collection covered. And if you're wondering which titles are currently primed for streaming in the US, then we have compiled the complete list below. Do keep in mind, if you don't own a PS Portal, you can also stream these releases directly to your PS5 as well. Obviously, I won't go through all 2,800 games, but if you're interested in what games are there, check out the story over on Push Square and Sammy Barker. I mean, this sort of came out of the blue for me, guys. I haven't got a PS Portal. It's never really appealed to me, but as it's got better and the updates have been dropping and has slowly got better and better, I thought, that's quite an interesting thing. Could I use it? I don't know. I know George loves his PS Portal. He's had so much game time with his. I think you've got one as well, haven't you, Scott? Have you got a Portal?
I have, mate. Yeah, I got a very good deal on it. Yeah.
Yeah, have you got a Portal, Seb?
No, I didn't.
No.
But before you continue, there is a part 2 to this story as well. Because it just released today. Big story in the U.S. that broke from hackers involving like this Sony story. So this is kind of like, I wanted to read this part out to you because I do think it leads in heavily to what we're talking about right now. Yep. Sony reportedly working on cross-buy feature for unified gamer ownership between PlayStation 5 and PC. Leaked icons indicate Sony's answer to Xbox Play Anywhere is coming. And this is coming from the New York Times and Tom'sHardware.com, two legitimate gaming news sites. IGN is reporting on the story as well, it looks like. So in light of all this, they're bringing a lot of these games to the portal as well, you know, in their premium membership, but they're also having a new cross-buy button that they're working for, an icon that they're working for with PlayStation and I guess PC, or is this a indication for cross-buy with PlayStation 6 being sooner than we thought, or a new handheld? I'm like, what do y'all guys think about all this?
Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors about the new handheld and whether this is, they're almost saying, was the portal a test ground for the new handheld? Because I mean, Sony have said the portal sold way more than they expected.
But that's, I think, it's because people thought this is what the portal done in the first place. This is, like, don't get me wrong, this is low-key big news, but the reason why I got my portal so cheap is because everyone was selling them on Vinted, which is our second-hand thing that we have in the UK. But everyone was selling them because everyone thought this is what it did at launch, but it didn't.
Yeah, that's a good bit of advice there. Read the small print, guys. But now,
to be fair, you can find it for $80 here as well. Yeah. Like, the resale market was very high on these.
Yeah,
and I mean, I've had a go on one. I've tried one. They're very well made. Obviously, you've got that.
Screen's fantastic. The screen's better than the Switch.
Yes, screen's really good. It's got a brilliant, obviously, with the DualSense controller, best controller ever made, in my opinion. You know, either end. You know, so it's got all the elements there, but it just sort of put me off with the streaming, and I thought, is that going to be a bit glitchy? Is there going to be latency? Is it, you know, how's it going to play? But that's been improved as it's gone on. I know 2 or 3 people have got them, and just say if there is latency, you don't really notice any. It's very good as long as you've got stable internet. It's good. Now with this option of just, you know, they're now doing this new home screen on it as well, which has got a scaled down PS5 home screen that looks nice now, and you can just click a game, and away you play. I mean, it does look good. I mean, it's going to really appeal to the people who already got a PlayStation Premium subscription, and also
put some value in that. For
yeah,
sure.
and you don't have to leave that PS5 in rest mode if you're away on holiday now. You know, you can play the games on the go and leave your PS5 at home. So, yeah, I do like this. I think going back to what Seb said,
there's a cross-buy button now that they're working on. What does that mean for PlayStation?
I don't, me personally, I don't think that'll be for the 6, not yet.
I don't either.
I don't think it'll be for the 6 yet. I think the earliest we'll see the 6 is 2027. I still think there was a patent a few years ago for that Sony had lodged for some handheld what can I say? Handheld devices, which people thought would be what this is, the Portal, but they were quite different. And I still think this was the Portal is a bit of a test ground for a handheld, which I think may have, I don't know if that will be physical media, but you'll be able to download on it. It'll have a hard drive. You'll be able to play. But I think they wanted to make sure that they can do a really good cloud streaming device. That's where Xbox would go, and I think they wanted one that's going to do both. And I think this is the test ground for that streaming cloud side of a handheld.
Here's my thoughts on this with the cross-buy combining with, and this is why I say that I think they're both related stories, is because like I think with the premium now being able to play any relatively a majority of a lot of the games you own, if you're a mainline, I would say like a mainstream, PlayStation gamer, because this is mostly catered to a lot of those mainstream core PlayStation games. I would say the cross-buy on top of that news makes me feel like they're leaning heavily into what they've already been dabbling in, which is like trying to put a lot of their games on PC. Because I think we're past the days of any provider across the board having a cross-buy for a portable version of a game versus having a console version of a game, So I think like with the Switch, I don't think Nintendo's ever going to get back to having a portable version of a console like a 3DS or like a DS successor, versus having an all-in-one. I don't think Xbox is for sure just going to have their games everywhere, and going forward they're going to be Xbox Play Anywhere version of those games. Yeah. I don't think PlayStation is going to take that step back and say like, hey, we're doing a handheld version of FIFA versus a nice PC version of FIFA. So I think this is like leaning a lot to say, hey, we're making our infrastructure now to where like not just for the portal, you can now stream our PlayStation games everywhere, including the PCs you already own. And now you can also, when you buy a game on whether or not they do a dedicated PlayStation PC store, or you buy it on Steam, it comes with a cross button, the cross buy button now, to where like you own that game on Steam and you own that game on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
that's where they're leaning.
I think you're 100% there. I think
Makes
you are
sense,
right. Yeah, I did see. I was looking. I can't remember what site I was reading this story on yesterday, and there was a few comments in the comment section underneath. And a guy from America on there, he put it in perspective for me. He said, you can sign up to PlayStation Premium, which I think is in the US is at $20 a month, I believe, or $18.
PlayStation Premium, I think adds up to I think around 140, or so around 144. So I think that is around 20. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said you can sign up for PS Premium and buy a Portal, and in the first year, it's the same price as having Games Pass Ultimate for a year. So you can actually buy a Portal, and
probably even cheaper if I'm being honest.
So
That's
And
some marketing there.
And I suddenly thought, no, surely he's not right. And I worked it out, and I thought, no, he's bang on. For what you can buy, if you bought a brand new Portal and you signed up PS Premium, what that adds up to in a year is less than what Game Pass Ultimate is. And I thought, oh,
Just
I mean,
touching on
especially
the...
with it being $360 now, $360 for Game Pass Ultimate.
yeah. So it's and that's even more where I started thinking. That's not that. Do I need a PS Portal? I don't. Do I want a PS Portal? I'm starting to think, oh, but then I've got the Switch 2. Oh, I don't know. But anyway,
Well, I was just going to say, out of those 2,000 games, obviously, like RGT said, we can't say them all, but I'll just drop half a dozen in case anyone is interested, because they have dropped some bangers. It's not like Game Pass indie games.
Oh, no.
We've got Astrobot, Ghost of Yotai, GTA 5, Resident Evil 4, Cyberpunk, God of War, Ragnarok, Hogwarts, Last of Us Part 3. There is some, GTA 5. There is some big games on there. It's not like they've just put on loads of
it's
downloads. These are big blockbuster hits.
And a big
I would say
well.
outside of those PlayStation exclusives, like all those are on Game Pass though too. So I'm like, I do think like the PlayStation catalog is what really makes that shine, because I'm like, I feel like they put out the best games of the generation outside of the, like the Switch.
There's no handheld from Xbox yet though, so you can play them now. I mean,
well, you got two now, but
you got the Rogue Ally.
You got the Rogue Ally Xbox edition, which is.
I know there's certain games you can't play on that, but it's
on the streaming side, you can play everything. It's you can't only certain games you can't play natively.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah. But I do think George was right the other day. This was all a bit doing a full circle to when they released the Wii. PlayStation panicked, Xbox panicked, Kinect come out, PlayStation Move come out, and this seems again. They've done the Switch, nailed it with the Switch, and they've done Switch 2, selling like absolute hotcakes at the moment. And then they're thinking, right, copy Nintendo, we need handhelds. We need handhelds quick. And it just seems a similar story, just with different tech. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. See what happens with the Portal. I think they've dropped this November, ready for Christmas, to see if they can get another push on Portal sales.
But I was thinking for Christmas from the last show, listening to George and Seb, I was starting to think, do I sell my Xbox and get a Steam Deck? Because I never used my Xbox. Like, if I was going to go from Switch, I've got a PS5 and an Xbox. I'll just choose one. I don't need both. And I just feel like, obviously, with the premium subscription stuff being cheaper and in the DualSense controller being better with the feedback, all these little things just edging me now towards PlayStation.
I've done
the fact that there is going to be no future console for Xbox. I'm thinking now's probably the time to sell it, because soon it's going to start to devalue.
Yeah, I've done a similar thing. I've been very, very close to trading my Series X in, because I just haven't been using it. Trading in, getting myself a Steam Deck. A friend at work's got one, and he loves it to bits. He even uses it as his own PC. He's got a dock for everything.
It's good.
And I was just thinking, not only then, I've moved more from AAA games to indie games over the last couple of years. And where do indie games launch first? They launch on Steam.
So basically, we're all slowly converting into Seb's Children of the Corn. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, join me, my children. Join me.
We'll follow
together
you.
we will rule gaming.
That'll be the law for 2026. We'll be children of Seb's Corn. That's what's going on.
But I'm very close to it at the moment. So, over the next few weeks, I think I'll have to make my decision on that. But, we'll see.
I'll be close.
Honestly,
me and Retro Ed were talking about it. It's literally the same story. On the way back from Play Expo, we were saying, do we bite the bullet now? We was looking at where the best place to sell it is. Yeah.
Honestly, between you two, y'all are similar in your gaming palettes, but then y'all have like differences as well. So, like, I would say for RGT, I would say if y'all were to do the Xbox trade in for like a handheld PC of any type, I would say for RGT, Steam Deck, and I'd say for you, Scott, based on your palette, since you already are so Switch heavy, but you also like playing in that ecosystem with like, and you're used to the Switch controller layout, I would say the MSI Claw might be better for you as well, because like it has detached Joy-Cons as well. So I'm like, you get that kind of feeling. And also like so many of the cool like retro style like EA specific boxing games are like really good on that claw. Really good. So I'm like,
good point.
I think like for you, you might actually like that claw RGT, whereas you are now leaning so heavily into like the ethos and like the ecosystem of like indie games. I would say like that Steam Deck is like,
Mm.
it's goated for that. And plus, like, if you were to get rid of your Xbox, stop paying for Game Pass, there is like a subscription I was telling George about. They have a free tier and then they have a premium tier for PC gamers. A lot of PC handheld gamers are using this, and it's basically GeoForce Now, where you can basically have it streams a high-end version of a PC to your house and to your like handheld.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so like say you want to run Cyberpunk on max settings, you can do it on very high settings, and it's like a high PC version on your Steam Deck. And
Brilliant.
so I'm like, that Steam Deck, even though it's now older and starting to show limitations to its hardware personally, with that like software, it allows it to basically run like I would probably say like $1,000 PC in your house without you having to spend like the $1,000 outright.
Superb.
So it's really cool.
It's definitely food for thought, that, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on to, Scott, what you got there? Something from Nintendo, I would imagine.
Yeah, we're all playing our part in this play. I'll be the villain with the Nintendo as always. So,
no, I think you're awesome.
This is from NintendoLife.com from Ollie Reynolds. And this, again, is fresh news. So it'll be just about 72 hours prior to you guys listening to this. So Square Enix aims to automate 70% of QA with generative AI by 2027. So let me just get this article up. So Square Enix has laid out plans to automate 70% of QA and debugging tasks with generative AI by 2027. This comes via a progress report on the company's Reboots and Awakens business plan, in which it hopes it turns its fortunes around and becomes a true industry leader. It states that it has initiated a partnership with the Matsuo Iwasawa Laboratory at the University of Tokyo aimed at improving the efficiency of game development processes through AI technologies. So as part of this, Square Enix are looking to do the 70% of QA, and that's debugging tasks with AI, in hopes to improve its efficiency and establish a competitive advantage in game development. So the partnership is currently comprised of researchers from said Tokyo laboratory. I won't try saying that and butchering it again. And engineers from the Square Enix group, resulting in a team of over 10 members. Now, promoting AI utilization, Japan. Initiation of joint research from this laboratory at University of Tokyo aimed at improving the efficiency. It keeps repeating the same living thing here. Company-wide business idea contest held under the theme of AI, with several selected ideas developed into projects and currently being. So this is all just business and boardroom talk. So, I mean, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of it. I mean, personally, for me, this isn't something that I'm massively shocked on. I think this is just something that everyone, which it will go to, I think, inevitably for most industries, and obviously gaming, of course, it's going to get there sooner than later. The fact that this has made a news, I suppose Square Enix are a huge company. They're banging out a lot of games, probably a lot of staff. So I guess
that's an understatement.
Is that an understatement? I was going to say,
yeah, man, they bang out like 20 games every quarter. It feels like.
Yeah. There's so many of them. So I'm just wondering, is it because they've got the resources to do so? They're like flexing on other developers, like they're trying to take a lead in it, or are they guinea pigging it? Well, obviously, it's just fast tasking. I mean, if they're already dropping 20 RPGs every quarter, I mean, we might end up seeing 50 now. Yeah, if they're speeding things up.
I think this. I think they sort of took the step where they've sort of been a bit more open with it, where a few companies have been a bit. This isn't a popular decision, so people aren't going to like this. AI is where's out there, but people aren't like Square Enix thought. Well, look, come on, let's be the first one to put our feet in the ring and say, look, here we go. We're going to be doing this, and it looks like from the. I might be wrong. Obviously, I've never had no history in development, but those tasks look like the grindy, time-consuming tasks that.
Yeah, it's a tool at the end of the day.
It's to take those.
Yeah, if you're not going to use it, I mean, it'd be foolish not to. Because why would
Yeah,
you
I
not?
think that I think the argument against it in the industry is like you just took away 5 jobs from like
yeah,
one for like 5 jobs for like you. So you had QA testers and QA regulators and like QA developers as well, whose sole jobs are to find bugs, layouts, like UI bugs and all that kind of stuff that you took. Basically, you wiped 80 to I would say 120 to 80,000 on the low end, maybe even like $60,000 a year jobs, and you took like 5 of those off the board. Make shareholders happy, but then like you put 5 people on the unemployment line, I guess is the other
But
argument.
if
And
you look at it, there's two sides of that because you could say right.
yeah,
So they're saying 70% of the QA is going to be done with AI. So you could let's just say it's 1 for 1. So let's say 70% of people in that department have lost their jobs. And it seems if you look at it from that point of view, yeah, it's terrible and we hate when things change, right? But
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Surely it's going to just make things better because I mean,
well,
how many times do we have games come out? Right, we complain they're broken, they're buggy, they have to patch them. We say it didn't used to be like this. How many testers they need, and they still can't get it right? So if this is yes, it affects those people, and it's sad if there is people that lost their jobs. However, look at the wider community and the wider audience. Like really, it should be the consumer that we're worried about and caring about. If we can deliver a better product and improve the service, then let's do that. Yes, some people might lose some jobs, but if it's effectiveness,
and I
I mean, it
also
depends how you
think
look at it.
that's how it's worded as well. I think they've worded this cleverly because one of the big concerns of AI in gaming is you're taking people's artistic license away. People have these artistic stories and graphics, what they want to put, and put their artwork basically into a digital game. They've worded this as QA and debugging, so they're almost saying, look, we're going to be using AI. We're not going to be taken away from the the dev guys there. You know, they're all right. We're just doing it on this side. We're not, it's cleverly worded not to say overall. It's just in that area. There's fours for both. I see it from both sides.
Yeah.
Yes, people are going to be losing their jobs, but then if it makes Square Enix more efficient and the end product even better, is it actually assisting? Can you put then more people on another side of the, artistic side? But,
yeah.
it's you might be shifting people over, taking them off these jobs which could be done by AI and putting them into where you need them more. So it could work that way, but I don't know. I don't know.
Had to be a Japanese studio do it first, that's for sure.
Well, Microsoft announced they were doing it as well, like they announced, but then they're trying to, basically nullify a lot of the pushback by saying, well, we're going to start on non-gaming essential tasks, like menial yeah. So I'm like, they're trying to like push this as well. But then like on the other side, I do get what you're saying, Scott. Like, like it's going to happen eventually. Job loss is sad. Consumers, this might be better. But like, I think the other side of it is, it's like the main complaint for a lot of gamers is also like, okay, so you put these guys on crunch because you stuck with a development cycle for a game that felt bloated to begin with, and then like instead of making that game a smaller, more insular game, you added more and more and more and more, and each iteration you add more, but then you keep the timeline the same. So I'm like, there's more work for like QA and all that kind of stuff that they would have never gotten to anyways. So like, for Assassin's Creed, for instance, with like Assassin's Creed Shadows, for instance, you had 2 iterations of like open world Assassin's Creed games that came out with. In this latest iteration, they added a day-night cycle. They added 2 protagonists. They added the ability to have like 18 weapon types, and then you also added a hunting system and like a bounty system that you didn't have in the previous games, but you try to keep the timeline of that development relatively the same. Like, is that how does a QA like how does 4QA keep up with like the bloat of like a higher ambitious scope in in a similar timeline? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, and then when you try to reassign like a QA person into like another part of game development, but like they're not software developers, you know, like they're QA testers. They're not software developers. They're not marketings. They're not UI designers to where they're designing like the different UI screens like in Persona and stuff like where you see all the menus and such like that. I'm like, so you have no choice but to lay them off, you know? So it's like, it feels like all this could have been nullified if like maybe your scopes were adjusted, or maybe like the project, instead of like it being a grander project, if maybe it was more streamlined project, which is kind of like why Expedition 33 this year is being so celebrated for a lot of people, because like it was such a like precise vision. It's a smaller scale. It's what Final Fantasy and what people have been saying we want in Final Fantasy. It's like former Ubisoft developers coming to make this very, very precise vision, and they didn't blow the scope up. They just kept everything in line. And it's also people who were laid off from other places saying, hey, we want to do this in a cleaner way, to where like there's not a whole lot of loss, that we have like our eyes on the ball, that we're not expanding more than we need to, and we're trying to prove Guillermo like wrong, in the sense that games don't need to necessarily be the biggest thing possible. They just need to be the best thing in a vision, you know? So I'm like, there's a lot of ways to look at it though.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's
And I think
hope AI don't start doing podcasts.
Yeah, they already are.
Yeah.
Did you see the AI girl who's like taking over the Billboard charts?
Mate, it's coming. The music's going soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. I just think also, final statement on this, I think some say AI is good, some say AI is bad. Yes, it helps the business in some way and developers in some way. You know, I know there's lots of jobs. Let's just hope, like anything else, use it responsibly, because I think if you then start thinking, oh, hang on, we can get rid of them and use it there, we can use them. Personally, I think the product and the quality will drop. So use it where you need it, and sparingly for now. Don't everyone go all in, because I think AI games, compared to, you know, a well thought out, as you say, Expedition 33, streamlined, had a vision, made that game, smashed it out of the park. If AI can do that in a few years, then yeah, I think people will be in trouble. But I don't think it's there yet, nowhere near. So yeah, we'll see.
We're gonna see this month.
Hot under the collar.
One of the biggest AI releases to come out is Where Winds Meet. It's that. Have y'all heard about this game?
Yeah.
It's the game that sort of looks like Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotei meets like Assassin's Creed, and that's heavily gonna see how like the winds are gonna blow, because that's also free to play as well.
Yeah, that's just almost sort of an experiment in it to see how it's accepted and how it plays. But yeah, we'll see. So watch out and see what happens. But yeah, final bit of news then. Over to you then, Seb. I believe you got a bit from Pure Xbox there.
Okay. So looks like we got a news that is kind of zany, kind of crazy, and over the top, all in one. You know, like all in one. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going to Pure Xbox for this one, where they are talking about a GTA clone about farting frogs that has reached the top paid charts on Xbox. This is absolutely crazy. It's Amazing Frog. If you've seen the trailer, you would know this is absolutely mind-boggling. But like, this game sort of looks almost like a version of Frogger meets GTA meets like Saints Row all in one, and it's absolutely mind-boggling. Like, you have major games out here, by the way, people, from Battlefield 6 to Arc Raiders to EA Sports and like EA Sports 26, and all those are on the charts as well, but none of them quite have the high of this frog-like game. Everybody. So what is this? So, well, Amazing Frog is a GTA clone, and it's set in Swindon, UK, of all places. Is that a real place, by the way?
Swindon, yeah. I don't
Seb,
know.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know why you'd set a game in Swindon. No
I think that
offense.
just adds to the comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, no offense to people of Swindon, but that's either Swindon or Slough, I think, and that'd have been about it. But
That is crazy. So
Yeah.
it features farting ragdoll frogs. This game has been in early release for 11 years on Steam and is finally making its Xbox debut. You might be questioning what's led to the impressive climb up the paid top paid charts on Xbox charts, but we think we have the answers for you. The charts seem to take a free trial downloads into account, and Amazing Frog has one. In other words, it may not be selling as well as the chart suggests, but it's still generating interest without a doubt. That means you can try the game for free if you fancy it. Just go to its Xbox store page and hit free trial button. Alternatively, this is available for $22.99, aka $22.
I thought it was a mobile game, Seb. I thought that was a cheaper mobile game. Or am I talking nonsense?
I don't know. I've only known this from Steam, and the only reason this was on my radar, like prior to like this game blowing up on Xbox, is because like, do y'all remember Schedule 1 that came out earlier this year that took the world by storm? It was like that GTA clone.
Yeah.
With so this game sort of felt like when you played Schedule 1, for a lot of people, when Steam will like say, "Hey, you played this game, you want to try out this game?" And this was one that popped up underneath it. So to me, I think like,
sorry, $7.99 on the Apple Store if you want it mobile.
Oh, wow.
£8. Yeah, which isn't bad.
wow, no, not bad at all. I think this game can run on anything, including a toaster. So it's one of those.
I thought you was going to say a Switch. Then I was about to lean through that monitor and grab you.
No. I'm not trying to downplay the Switch too much in this episode. Matter of fact, before we continue on Amazing Frog, I want to take this moment out, give you some sweet nasty love with the Switch. I think Nintendo did a very good decision this past week when they announced Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch 2 edition, where they basically said they added the new camera updates, they added the new you can talk to the villagers, you can you have a new hotel that you can manage, and they did all this for £5 or $5. So I'm like, that's one of the rare instances to where I feel like I need to just stop what I'm doing, give Nintendo some credit. I feel like they made a good consumer-friendly decision by only making that £5 for the Switch 2 update. And they also made 4K upgrade, 4K 60 FPS for the Switch 2 version. So shout out to Nintendo for that. I think, but back on the Amazing Frog, what do y'all guys think about this? Do you think like these type of games, Schedule 1, Amazing Frog, are blowing up because there's such an appetite for a GTA-like game right now?
I think I'm sort of in this. I find this is why I put this news in here, because yes, I haven't played it. You know, hit me up in community corrections if you're going to say, "Oh, GT, you're missing the hidden gem here. This game is absolutely superb." I'm thinking I'm not, but I don't know. The reason I found this a strange story is with all what's going on at Xbox at the moment, and they're saying they're not selling enough games, but then they've sort of butchered their own market with Games Pass and all the rest of it, and all what's going on. Then suddenly it comes out as their best-selling game is a mobile game about farting frogs based on a GTA game, and you're just like, what is going on? I don't know if this says more about what people are playing, whether it's people's budgets, or it says more about Xbox, that this is top of the charts as the best-selling game on Xbox. I just find it odd, and I mean, seems quite steep money-wise for me. You know, if this is a mobile game, I think $28 seems quite steep to me for that, but I don't know. I haven't played it. If you have, let us know on the Discord, bits and pieces. I just found it a strange story. You didn't expect, you know, when you got like PlayStation at the moment with, you know, Ghost of Yotai and all those games are going to be up there in the charts as their best selling at the moment. Yet on Xbox, you've got Fart and Frogs. You know, what is going on? It just seems strange. But I mean, have any of you guys played this, or do you find it a strange story? I don't know.
I don't think it's. I personally, I mean, I might just be having a stab in the dark here. I just feel like it's a trending thing. You get these random games that I just see from. I've got some friends with, you know, sons and daughters at a certain age, and there's always a hot topic or a game they're playing that everyone's playing at the school for a month, then it's another one. And every time I see them, I go, "Oh, you still playing that?" "No, I'm playing this one now." I just think sometimes you have streamers playing a particular game, and then it ends up trending on Twitch or whatever they're using to stream it on, and then everyone jumps on it. And I just feel like it'd be interesting to make a note to ourselves, and then look at the charts of this in 4 weeks' time and see if it's plummeted. Because I just wonder if is it one of those things that's just rose to the top and everyone's just playing it for a hot minute?
Maybe it's the certain demographic who have an Xbox that the certain Twitch streamers have been playing this, and that's the demographic that's hit, and they got loads of followers. And
like Goat Simulator, where
it
just everyone was playing Goat Simulator, streaming online. And
that's a great point.
And then everyone just threw it to one side, and then
yeah,
I don't know.
What do you think, Seb? Surely it's got to be one of your indie hidden gems, isn't it?
No. There's a lot. Like Scott was saying, I do think like we're in an era right now to where there's so many I would say zeitgeist moment games, like pop culture zeitgeist moment. Everybody wants to be there for the latest and greatest things, and I think that's great for indie games. Like one of the major games I think that's taken over the last couple of weeks is a game called Are We There Yet? Which is a game where you're just where you and a couple of friends are just driving RVs.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, and it's like it's a sensation game to where like you're there for a moment. I don't think like this game is just going to take over the world for like the long haul, but it's like it gets in, finds a good niche and a good audience, and then gets out and does what it needs to do. And I wonder, with this fart and frog sensation, I wonder like what Scott's saying, if that's a thing to where it's popular because like it's one of the things that's hitting a very niche audience with the Xbox audience. Because like I'm looking on Steam right now and looking at the top of the charts. It's not here on the top of the charts, but that's because like it's a murderer's row of like there's so many cool like trending games right now on Steam. So I'm like, it might be like it's hitting at the right place, right time for the right audience on the right platform. And or it might be one of those things to where like it's just everyone right now has an appetite. A lot of people have an appetite for smaller, cooler, more defined experiences as well. We're in that type of era as well. So I'm like, it's really cool to see this game take off, but I don't necessarily know how long, if it's here for a good time or a long time,
Can I just say, RV There Yet looks like a proper RGT and George game, to be fair. Because you guys love that Snow Runner and Mud Runner. And I tell you what, it looks like that, but with a bit of co-op.
Yeah, I think they love it. I really do think they absolutely love
but
that
game.
But
like you say about that game, I mean, I only knew about that game, Seb, because I think I was watching GameSpot on YouTube, and they said, the presenter said to the other presenter, "What are you playing?" "Oh, I'm playing RV There Yet. Oh, that's really good fun, blah, blah, blah." That's how I knew. So you just need a presenter on a game show, or you need a Twitch streamer to stream it, and suddenly it then becomes that game that everyone wants for them 2 months. Do you know what I mean? Gets in, sells the copies it needs, and it gets out.
Yeah, that's what's great about indie games is you can take a punt on it because you're only spending $10. You haven't got to commit and think, right, I'm spending 50, 60 quid. You can take a punt on a game and then you can play it for 4 hours or you can play it for 20 hours. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of indie games.
Yeah,
Definitely
and it's
is.
like, it really is. It's like, and it's really cool to see like all these people like get behind certain smaller experiences with this. Like one of the games that I mentioned to George over the last couple of weeks, Dispatch, that superhero workplace comedy game where they're
really cool.
Yeah, so they've just put out episode 5 and 6, and this past week, and it's one of those zeitgeist games to where I think like it's number 2 on Steam right now, and I think it was in the top 15 on PlayStation. But it's like a game that feels like it's hidden at the right place, right time, and it's also like it's a word of mouth game because people are like, I want to hear about like what's going on. This game sort of reminds me a little bit about The Boys, which is a show that a lot of people love, myself included. And one of the spinoffs just ended, Gen V, and people still want that kind of feeling of that kind of like comedy that hits home with like these characters that are in like raunchy but like realistic like situations, and it's just right place, right time, right
Yeah.
fan base, and all that kind of. Dispatch is amazing, by the way. Y'all should play it, but like it's amazing to see all these cool little smaller experiences getting their shine.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, that's our take on the news. I mean, have we missed anything, or do you think there's anything else we should have said? I mean, are you listening to this thinking, Seb, RGT, Scott, you're talking about fart and frogs, AI, and a PS Portal? Are you guys on magic mushrooms or what? What the hell's going on? But
Yes,
if there's
we
any,
are.
like I say, if there's anything we missed, go to questions at unofficial controller podcast.com, slip us an email, and just say, look, fart and frogs, it's the best game ever. Have you not? How are you not talking about this? You call yourself gamers? Well, those that game. Those that don't, they do a podcast. So yeah, talk a good
You got me
game.
on
Don't
that
play one. But yeah, so like I say, if there's anything we missed, hit us up, jump on X or Instagram, or jump over to our Discord. If you can't get a Discord link, same again, jump onto Instagram, message us, we'll send you a link, come and join the family. I've had a few new people join lately. It's been really good, and really good sort of community on there, which leads us on to our subs list. If you wonder what a subs list is, these are the good people that put their hands in their pockets every month, contribute to the show to keep the lights on and pay the bills, and we're over the moon for everyone that contributes. But you don't have to contribute because the show's always going to be free. But we have a little tier system. If you ever want to know what that is, jump on the Discord and come and find out. But we have a 4-list tier system, so you can start from $3, go up to $10. But you don't have to give any bucks. You can just enjoy the show and listen to it. But these are the people that do. So do you want to start us off there then, Scott, with your good friend?
Yep. My lover, Retro Ed UK. Big shout out to Retro Ed.
Yeah, good. Big shout out to Ed. Thank you, mate. Great YouTube channel. Check him out. I'll go next, and I'll go with the One Man George fan club. It is Carlos himself. Thank you very much, Carlos. Oh, and I loved your Lego Christmas train you built this week. Looks very, very good. But yeah, who we got next then, Seb?
Let me make sure I have the right list. Is it Firm Returns?
It certainly is.
Ooh,
Okay, cool. Cool, making sure.
Yeah, he is ripped and all. Yeah, definitely. But yes, thank you very much.
He has just picked up a nice little game from Play Asia for Nintendo Switch. It looks very good. I was just checking out on Discord. Big thank you to Trestles New York. Apparently the best bagels in all of NYC.
Not apparently, it's true.
They're partying hard in New York today.
Oh, God. Yeah, they are.
And then the next one, Roast Space Monk.
Ooh, yeah, the Dreamcast legend himself. Thank you very much. Then we have Bada Binkster. Thank you, my man. I keep seeing on Instagram these PS3 games you're putting up. You know, I need to see a picture of your PS3 collection, Luigi, because I'm thinking that it's got a substantial collection. I'm quite jealous of that. I'm a bit envious. So, yeah, put a picture on the Discord.
Gritting your teeth there, RGT.
I am, yeah. I want to see your collection. Yes, here we got next, it's Scott.
From gritting your teeth to gritting your radio dials, it's Tingle Tuner.
Thank you very much, my man.
Digital Monkery.
Yes, our challenge accepted, boss and sheriff of the Discord. And like Scott said earlier, Comic Zone. You know, if you're a gentleman of a older place like me, you'll remember Comic Zone from Mega Drive. Yeah, an older place. It's really good game. Check out. He does these challenges every month. He gives a little prize. Did you guys see the prize that Boba got for the Rocket League competition? Did you see it on Discord?
Refresh us, RGT.
He got a toy car, like Matchbox car.
Oh yes, he did. Yeah,
unofficial controller podcast backing in the card. Sealed, got a one-off, unofficial controller podcast Matchbox card. Brilliant. Well done, Digital Monkery. The prizes are just superb, and it's a great bit of fun. And he always does these challenges. So one, the game will always be accessible to everyone. He's very clever at doing that. And two, they're always done so you can just have 10 minutes in, half an hour in, just jump in, try and get a high score, post it on there, have a bit of fun. Really, really good. But yes, so thank you, Digital Monkery. Next up, we have
Balbona.
Yes, fresh back from his travels in Brazil, and he's
Tony
back.
Hawk's sexy cousin.
Tony Hawk's
wow.
Tony Hawk's ain't got a bloody touch on him, I tell you.
No?
No, 900. No, it'd do that one-footed. But yeah, thanks, Paul Border.
And next up, we've got Cosplay Boba, the #1 cosplayer superstar. I just want to call him Cosplay Boba now, because every time I see a picture of him,
I think he's a bit like Fart and Frogs. He's top of the charts now.
He is top of the charts.
His two cosplays are very, very good. You have to bear with me here because I'm not a Call of Duty player, but is it Ghostface from Call of Duty he dresses as?
I thought Ghostface was from Scream.
I'm not a Call of Duty guy either.
Yeah, he was in... Yeah, you're right, though. He was the tactical look.
Yes, and then he does the Scream one as well, don't he?
Yeah.
With
really
his partner Carrie, very, very good. Yes, but thank you very much, Boba. Who we got next, then, Seb?
Ginge.
Oh, love it. Bit of scratching there. Ginge. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Ginge. Then we have the gorgeous Harvey Retro, who has had a new haircut. He hasn't had it all cut off. Them lovely locks. He's had it cut, and now with his glasses, he looks like a young Gary Oldman. Seriously, I messaged him on Instagram and said, "You look like Gary Oldman." Absolute spitting. But yes, thank you very much, Harvey Retro. Who we got next, Scott?
Then we have the sharpest Emma in the box. It's Emma Sharp.
Bless you. Thank you very much, Emma. Then we have, we still don't know where he is. We've been looking every week. I mean, we've tried to track him down.
I've got an idea.
What?
I've got a new lead.
Right.
Okay.
So I was describing Pokemon Legends A to Z earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it Z to A, by the way?
I knew you was going to correct me on Z.
I was wondering. I was like, am I having a moment?
Well, you start off from Z, you work your way to A, so you're correct.
Okay.
That's the lead system. Well, anyway, in that game, so in Lemoyne City, which is meant to look a bit French, Lemoyne, you made a statement, it doesn't look very French. And do you know what it honestly looks like? What? It looks like Berlin. So what I'm thinking is he trapped inside a Nintendo Switch Pokemon game in Lemoyne City? That's what I'm thinking.
But the problem is, if
that's what it looks like.
If it looks like Berlin, then I'd say no, he isn't, because he's nowhere near Berlin. So thank you, Greg.
It looks like Berlin, but it might not be Berlin.
Oh, so very, very true. Very true. Yeah.
You know, like when you stand in front of a mirror and look into a mirror with a mirror behind you, it's like infinite mirrors. That's where he is right now.
Wow. Well, let us know if you need help, Greg. We'll come and get you.
It sounds like he's in Black Mirror.
Who we got next then, Seb?
We have, let's see, Mumsy.
It's quite English. Very good. Good accent. Yeah, very good. Then we have the RGT fan club. The only fan club. The only fan club. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Who we got next then, Scott?
Then we have got the legend that is Pete Brocklehurst. Big shout out to you, my friend.
Brilliant. Then we have, love him or hate him, it's Billy Marmite. Thank you so much, Billy. And this leaves Seb to do the Zangief.
Do I have a direction or anything? Or,
we need to give him a direction.
Go on then, Scott. Well, give him a direction. Come on, I want to let someone else.
Let's have a think here. Okay, we need to work together on here. We need a place. We need to do this like improv. Give me a place.
Well, I'd say nowhere near Berlin. Definitely not.
Nowhere near Berlin. Give me a thing.
A thing?
Yep, just give me a thing, a random thing. Look around the room.
A desk.
A desk. Okay. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
imagine you're at the top of a building in Berlin, right? Now, you've left your Steam Deck on a tablecloth on top of this table on the top of a tower. It's very windy. You're very high up. Now, RGT's the other side of this table. He's sitting there having some nice food. Then all of a sudden, Fat Zangief comes along. He goes, I've got a new magic trick. I'm going to pull this tablecloth straight from underneath this Steam Deck, and it's going to stay there. And you're watching in slow motion. RGT's got carbonara sauce dripping from his chin, and then as he pulls the tablecloth, a gust of wind comes. The cloth comes. Your Steam Deck, which costs, it's very expensive, $999, including taxes and shipping, flies off. This is limited edition, mint in box. It flies a one of one variation. It flies off the edge of the building. And you're just about to see if you can quickly grab it. It slips out of your grasp, and then you turn to Fat Zangief, and you need to let all your rage out. And you've got to scream his name because he's just lost your Steam Deck.
Fat Zangief.
Oh, that was like a mega evolution Pokemon.
Yeah, my screen wobbled then. That was powerful.
I tried my best, guys. I was channeling my inner Dragon Ball Z from back in the day.
You definitely were. But yes,
and they say you can't make a table. They say you can't make a story out of a table in Berlin, and there we go. I just did it.
Absolutely brilliant. But thanks, Fat Zangief, and thanks everyone on the subs list. You've all been long-term supporters. We've had a few new ones, a few people rejoin. Absolutely brilliant. It really does mean the world to us. Well, I know we say it all the time. It makes a massive difference to this show, and we'd just like to say thank you very much. And also thank you to anyone who is listening. If you download the show and you're a new listener or regular listener, or you've been passing it on to your friends, or even when you mention us on Instagram, it really makes a difference. It helps the algorithm. So just thanks to everyone. Thanks for the subs. We really appreciate it. Unless now, I think we need to head on to... Oh, I'll just say, if anyone is interested, like I say, jump on our Discord or message us or anything like that. Let us know if you're interested in joining the tiers list. If not, just come and jump on Discord, join the family, and we'll all have a bit of fun and join the UCP. So it's a brilliant little Discord. Great people on there. Right, and then we'll head on to now what we're hoping to play, and I'll start this time with Seb. What are you hoping?
Oh wow! I'm gonna play a little bit more of Dispatch, trying to get the latest episode 5 and 6 out of the way, and really loving the story that's going on there. I met the zombie superhero. So good. Then I'm hoping to play a little indie game y'all have not heard of it called Whiskerwood. It is basically you establishing a home in a industrious mice-led world against the oppression that is the cat overlords. And it is a city builder. It features complex like simulations, intricate like production chains. Like if you play Factorio, you kind of like it. It has this old school rivalry of cat and mouse kind of elements to it. So there's like a true like Tom and Jerry-ness to it. Imagine if you George, I'm talking to you specifically now. Imagine if Anno was run by mice, and these little mice created their huts, their valleys, their like farms, their relationships. Imagine if they created like a train system, and imagine if these cat people were just trying to mess you up along the way. That's pretty much what this game is. It's City Skylines mixed with Tom and Jerry mixed with Anno, and that is Whiskerwood.
Ooh, brilliant.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, what about you, Scott?
I am going to check out this little pinball roguelike that you've been playing, RGT, because...
Bollocks Pit. Bollocks Pit.
Yeah, I've got to. I want to dabble in a few... I do want to get into a few little indie games. I haven't got into a good roguelike for a while. I will be playing a bit more Pokemon, but I'll probably put it to bed this week, regardless if I finish a story or not. I would like to finish a story, but I just want to get into some new games. You know what it's like. It takes you a while to find one, get into it.
Yeah.
And then the wife did say, I know I keep banging on about it, and I still bloody haven't played it on the Switch. I still want to play Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch, and the wife mentioned it last night. But I had we was talking off air, I had some news at work, and that took my mind elsewhere. So I do still want to play that, just so I can play it, see what it's like, then move on to the next thing. So that's probably what I'm going to be dabbling this week. What about you, Mr. RG Tizzle?
I will be more Resistance 2. It's only 10-12 hours, I think, so I'll hopefully get that wrapped up in a couple of weeks, get that done.
Is this your first time playing the Resistance games, or is this like a replay?
No, this first time.
Okay, cool.
I went many years without being able to play first-person games. Just got motion sickness, just couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
But I've managed. I sort of. I think it was Boba a few years ago said to me, start with the older games where they're not quite so graphically intense and chaotic, and then work your way up. And I've started doing that, and touch wood, I've been okay, and been playing the Halos, and I'm up to Halo 4, and been playing, and I just fancied, Resistance on the PS3. Really enjoyed the first one, really enjoying this one, so I want to crack on, get that done. And then obviously, the main game is Ball X Pit at the minute. Every minute I get a spare minute, the Switch 2, we're going to be playing that, really enjoying that. I think that's going to be there in the background quite a few times.
How many characters have you unlocked?
1, 2, 4, I believe. I think so far 4. I think.
Have you gotten to level 3 or 4 yet?
I'm on level 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm on the one with the mushrooms.
Okay.
I think it's the 4th.
You're progressing pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm playing it right now. I'm going to go play it after.
It's so fun.
It's so good. Like I say, if you think Breakout with bullet hell shooter with a roguelike sounds crazy, it is crazy, but very addictive and great. And it's also a twin stick shooter, so you'll be
It sounds a bit like Devilish. Did you ever play that on the Sega Game Gear? Seb, you won't know this one, but it was basically like a pinball game, a bit like Breakouts. You've got a paddle at the bottom like Pong, and then you control the ball. The level continuously moves up. Enemies come towards you like demons and devil stuff, and you've got to kill them, but you've got to work your way up and kill them before they get there.
If you like Devilish, you will like this. Put it this way, you will love this. Ooh. So yeah, this is very, very good. So yeah, it's going to be plenty more of that. Whether I'll start anything else, not sure. I mean, I bought EAFC 26 every year. The last 4 years, I fell more and more away from EA games. I've hardly put any time in this, and I'll be honest, although I've enjoyed the game, I love the career mode. I think I'm just washed up with it. I just got
burned out.
Can I mention one thing to throw in the mix with it, RGT? Because it's fun. You said that. It's reminded me of something. Yep. I want to go back to, it's been many a year. I want to go back to a Football Manager game. Have you tried one of those recently?
The last one I tried was on the Switch, which was Football Manager 23, I believe. They're quite intense now. They're very time consuming.
It's come a long way, I've heard.
Yeah, it has. It's quite tough. I mean, if I was you, I'd get yourself an A500 Mini and play Championship Manager.
Yeah.
They're great fun, and there was a guy on YouTube who was still streaming his original game. He's been playing.
Well, I heard you can get.
Yeah, he's been playing it for 30 years, and he's still playing it. He's like in 2094 or something. But brilliant. Yeah. But yeah, I do quite like the older Football Managers. I think the gap. I think you've had to play them regularly, a bit like football games, to get on with them now. I think you have to go with the progression, because if you have a time away and then you come back, and this was the Switch version, so it was more of a mobile port, and I was just like, this has left me behind a bit here. You're trying to sort the stadium and bits out and wages, and players are unhappy.
Last time I played one was 2003, I reckon.
Yeah, they've come a long way since then. But yeah, give them a go. You might be able to get one cheaper, but yeah, so I think that's all what we're playing. Like I say, anyone's got any questions or anything you want to ask us, or anything you think we've missed, questions at unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com. Come and jump in the Discord, come and check the guys out. And like I said, don't forget Flashback. The pilot is out only on iTunes at the moment. We've just got to wait for the others to push it through and pass it all, but that shouldn't be long. As if you're listening to this, that should be this week, and then next week, fingers crossed, we will be releasing the official episode 1, and then that'll be weekly after then. So that's Flashback UCP Presents. So you'll be able to download it on everything. I'll put things on socials once that's all live, and from there on in. Thanks to the subs list. Thanks to everyone for downloading. Thanks to Seb. Thanks to Scott for joining us again on here, and especially Scott, because I know you've had a very long day, so I really appreciate this.
I love chatting to you guys. Really, it's the highlight of my day talking games with you boys. So thank you for your time.
Me too. Brilliant. Just leaves me to say there's nothing wrong with being given the unofficial controller. It's what you do with it counts. Yeah. See you later, guys.
Bye.